Alright, we're building the last two corners of our frame. I'm using a bandsaw to cut the pieces for Ruth to drill out. The bandsaw works much like a hacksaw except it's powered and does everything for you. Ruth is welding the joints quickly here, and then she's going to pop the nuts on, weld around the nuts, and we'll clean up the slag, and our last two pieces will be ready to go. In the meantime, I'm cutting a couple of cross beams for our frame. And there we are. So we're going to look at a different tool that we haven't used yet, which is really handy as what I would say one of the next tools to get for your shop, and that's an angle grinder. It's a super versatile tool. In this case, we're going to use it to clean up my ugly welds from the last weld. It was a little splattery because the temperature was a little low. So yeah, we can do all kinds of things with this angle grinder. Let's talk about some of the different discs you can stick on there.
Let's talk about safety features of the grinder first.
Safety schmafety. Alright, you can mix it.
Okay, so there's a handle for extra stability and gripping so that you don't actually have to just hang on to the grinder itself. And there's the guard that is necessary to keep on in order to protect yourself from the sparks and also from the disc itself.
I admit I take off a lot of my guards. They always seem to be in my way. I don't know if it's because I'm left-handed, but these things always do seem a little hokey, and you'll notice on this one there is no guard. Probably a no-no for safety, but it is commonly done around shops. So this disc here is for grinding, like I said, to clean up some of the spatter and extra stuff. We've brought out a stack of discs here. These ones are for sort of cleanup. Various different things, just like sandpaper, come in different grits. And the one on this unsafe grinder, as Ruth deems it, is for cutting. So now we're going to go over and look at the drill press, because we also use the drill press. You can certainly get away with your carpentry hand drill to do some of these things, but the drill press helps you get some accuracy and repeatability that's difficult to do with a hand drill.
Helpful hints. When you're drilling using a drill press or drill bits, use a drilling oil or lubricating oil to help keep your bits sharp and your holes clean.
As I mentioned, you can use a regular hand drill, but the drill press gets the bits going straight up and down and saves breaking bits, especially with smaller ones.
Here we have all the component pieces laid out ready for assembly. You can see that we opted to not paint some of them so that we could show you the full assembly a little faster.
And we're using the back end of a motion simulator because the end project is going to have motion. However, you could simply make a couple more of our little T-sections and use that for the back end.
Here I am tightening up the bolts to ensure a stable frame.
And often you're going to need a second set of hands to get the seat mounted. We didn't actually cover the seat mount because there are so many different seats and options here that if you have questions, please just put them in the comments and we can help you mount your seat the way that would be best. And the steering wheel mount is just another piece of 1¼ inch slid into one of our standard T-sections with a metal plate. If you don't have a way to cut the plate or you haven't bought an angle grinder yet, you can certainly just use wood.
Working together to mount that seat on there now.
And you can see it's sitting on a U-joint, so it's got some pivot capabilities, and that's going to come into play when we get into the motion part of the system. Slap on the steering wheel, and we have ourselves a finished simulator frame.